What is up, viewers and subscribers? Spang here, bringing you another World of Tanks gameplay commentary. Yes, I know it's been a while, life and such, but hopefully I am going to be back, bringing you at least a few vids a week. I would say probably expect anywhere from 3 to 4, hopefully. I really want to get through my 8.4 videos, which is what this one is, as well as my 8.5 videos, since 8.6 is just around the corner. Now, this match and the next match, if you have not read the description or title, whatever, are going to be my IS-4 and IS-7, some heavy-hitting Russian tanks, and you'll see exactly how some of them perform. Maybe not so much the IS-4, but you'll definitely get a good taste of the IS-7 later. And speaking of the IS-7, there's one of my allies driving his. Hopefully he enjoys his as much as he enjoys mine. Now, as you can tell, going right for the hill, it's a very standard position for our many tanks. You can fall back and pretty much take shots at anyone to the east pretty easily, the zero line, as well as kind of go up a bit and cross shot as your team pushes the east. And if you need to, you can fall back to the west as well. So I am a fan of this position just because of the flexibility it affords me. However, you are somewhat exposed to flanking should one of your team's pushes fail. So it has its advantages and disadvantages, as pretty much every position in this game does. There's 1390 thinking he's going to take on an IS-7. We'll see exactly how well that works out for him. But anyway, like I was saying, the team's kind of holding their ground here, that 1390 really being the only sort of significant push that the enemy team is showing. This T-62 Alpha and me kind of having a mutual understanding of, you stay on your side of the tracks, I'll stay on my side of the tracks, we won't have any trouble. But that 1390, I really want to eliminate him, and someone else will take care of that for me. That's IS-7, in fact. And the enemy team doing rather well. It's 1 for 1 at this point, all tier 8s apiece. I mean, nothing too concerning for either team, honestly. Low tier. In a tier 10 match with this many tier 10 vehicles, where my team does have one more tier 10, if you look at the little score here, the M48 patent for the T30. So, slight advantage going to our team tank-wise, but nothing too significant that the enemy team could not come back from if they really tried. Artillery taking out that scout tank, maybe a little overkill. This Ferdinand surviving with 1% health, only 18 hit points left. Very fortunate for him, not so much for me. And this 62A and myself still kind of dancing around this hill, not really doing any sort of significant push. This 50 Bravo, though, going to try and shoot him. Shot going to the outside of the circle, hitting nothing but his track for no damage. How unfortunate for me. 50 Bravo getting absolutely decimated by artillery there. Going to try and eliminate this IS-4 if I can, but clearly not in the cards. However, this 50 Bravo will get a good chunk of his health taken off, now being a one-shot. The enemy IS-4 getting killed, and the enemy's forces kind of crumbling in the east. I'm sorry, near the zero line there. And here we go, finally pulling ahead. That Bat Chat having just fired a significant salvo. I recognize he's reloading, figure, hey, good opportunity to kill this Ferdinand, and there we go. Kill number 2 for me in this match. And this Bat Chat, not quite sure what he's thinking, getting really squirrely here. I don't really know what's going on in his head, but I'll tell you this much, this was not a good idea for him. Clearly, horrible gameplay by that Bat Chat. You know, autoloaders, it seems to attract two types of players. The really good ones, who just are devastatingly lethal in them, and the really bad ones who do that kind of stuff that you just saw right there, getting themselves killed before they do really anything useful. I mean, that Bat Chat, not a single kill. He fired off his salvo, and instead of falling back, charges forward. That makes no sense at all. Clearly, he was just not thinking. I just really don't see how that was advantageous for him in any way, shape, or form. Me thinking maybe I'll get a shot off on this King Tiger, but he's pulling back. And instead, I decide maybe I should advance and help out with this T30 as that IS-7 gets eliminated by, what was that? An IS-3. Wow. Good job, IS-7. You got kicked, but your butt got kicked by a lower tier. It happens to the best of us every now and again. You know it does. This T30 I think is the larger priority, hence why I did not shoot the King Tiger. Unfortunately, my shot not doing anything at all. This same thing going for that low, who will absorb a majority of that hit. And by the majority, I mean all of it. Lighting that T30 on fire, however, repairing my ammo rack and getting the kill. Thanks to that flame, I do ever so enjoy it when I light people on fire. I'm a bit of a pyromaniac at times, especially in this game. And this Mr. Lowe jogging me a little, but, you know, right there, not really anything too significant. I just re-aimed and got the final shot on that IS-14, getting me kill number 4. All that remains is this M12, which will be spotted right about now. And he's going to die a very horrible death here. I will try to get the kill, but that M48 Patton taking the shot just a split second before me, I wouldn't say stealing, because honestly it was up for grabs for anyone. But I certainly would have enjoyed it. And this T-26 Pershing, Super Pershing, being all that remains for the enemy team. We held a pretty comfortable lead for most of the match and started to pull ahead early on. So really nothing too stressful about this game, as I just solidly played my IS-4, getting a total of 5 kills and doing rather, I would say decently. I wouldn't say great, but certainly 5 kills is nothing to scoff at. But a tier 10 and a slightly tier 10 dominated match, you can expect that if you are a decent player. The other IS-4 on my team getting 4 kills, I just noticed that. But yeah, like I said, this game was a decent demonstration of how good the IS-4 tends to play on a regular basis. I mean, insert if played properly, clearly, with a decent team to support you. But this next match with my IS-7, hopefully a little more heart pounding. It will get your blood flowing a bit as we go on to game number 2. And here we go, game number 2, and my IS-7, first thing I say is, I demand a redo. Not very happy at the fact that I am pretty much going to be responsible for killing that Jagdpanzer E100, being that we are the only tier 10s in this match, and I do not like the concept of a tank that can kill me in 2 shots. I really don't. So, but beside that, teams are rather even, you know, just in terms of tiered tanks. It's definitely something that neither team has a significant advantage. Granted, we do have a T-71 as opposed to their is it a T-21? Yes, it is a T-21. The T-21 was a tank I was very unhappy with. I personally did not enjoy it. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. This is a match in my IS-7 on Siegfried Line, and it is going to be an encounter battle. Going right up the center of the field a bit here, as I am fully aware that I have the speed to do so, and taking advantage of said speed. Going to kind of go to one of my standard spots, and also going to derp up a bit, hit this wall, just because, you know, the trees were in the way. Yeah, let's go with that excuse. And pull up right here where I believe I will have good, decent firing positions on any enemy tanks, possibly pulling up a little bit too much. Not sure, I don't believe I was the one who spotted those. I'm fairly certain that was our medium tank in the field, although it is possible I was, but unlikely. That WZ-120 deciding to go right across open field, and I'm going to show you guys a little something you may not have known before, but you can fire right from this wall from relative safety. I mean, granted, artillery possibly has a shot on me, but it's not 100, it's decently safe. That WZ-120 getting hit pretty hard by me, losing over 500 health. Certainly not a good day, and I'm going to try to knock him down just a little bit more here and see if I cannot eliminate that threat to our artillery. Now there are 3 artillery pieces per team, making them significant, a significant factor for both teams, a significant contributor that should be protected. Here we go, trying to eliminate that T-21 and doing just that with an engine fire. Very happy about that. You know, like I said, I'm a bit of a pyromaniac. I like it anytime I light people on fire, and apparently the Russian tank's being decently good at it. Well, it really has nothing to do with the tank that is shooting the shell, honestly. It's all about where you shoot the tank that you are aiming at. So this WZ-120 managing to bounce a shot from the IS-7. Granted, I have 260 penetration, which is slightly less than some of the other tier 10s by only about 8 penetration or so. But it's still apparently enough to not get through that turret armor on that WZ-120. Now my team falling behind here by 2 tanks. Not only that, 2 tier 8 vehicles and a strongly tier 8 match. So something to be partially concerned about. And the enemy team killing another one right there, our T-34 going away. here we have an IS-3 getting a good chunk of his health knocked off as he tries to advance forward, and an E-75 pulling forward as well. I'm falling back to a bit more of a defensible position, having these columns in the way defending me, taking a shot on this E-75, knocking off 555 health. That's certainly not something he wanted to see. And he's still advancing to the best of his ability, trying to take a shot on me, but my armor is definitely strong enough to possibly bounce his shot, and I will do just that in a moment here. Yep, actually not even bouncing the shot, just taking it into the tracks, because he did not feel confident in his ability to get through my armor. The C-75 trying to back up with a smidgen of health left, but he won't be able to. I say, sorry buddy, but you've got to go. Almost backing into the line of fire of that KV-5, but quickly repositioning my armor as any good tanker would do. The enemy team closing in around me as my team is down by 4 tanks, now 3 tanks as I eliminate that IS-3. Very, very important to eliminate guns from the match, because a near-death tank pretty much does just as much damage as a full health tank. My team still 3 vehicles behind as this Tiger 2 and KV-5 decide they're going to try and take on an IS-7. We're going to see exactly how well that goes for them. My team still crumbling, 5 tanks behind now as I am left to fight a low Tiger 2 and KV-5 all by my lonesome. However, tier 8 vehicles, especially playing as timidly as these ones, do not scare me. If they were all to rush me, that would certainly be more concerning. Here we go, eliminating that low. 2 tier 8 vehicles. However, there is going to be a game changer coming in just a moment here. TD spotted right behind me, and if you could guess what that is, you'll be able to figure it out shortly enough. Right here, bam! A significant chunk of my health just eaten away, just instantly gone as this Jagdpanzer E-100 comes up behind me in an attempt to take me out. Not sure why he thought it'd be such a good idea to get so close and charge me, because clearly it was not. I'm going to do my best here to not die. However, getting hit by my own artillery and then lighting this Jagdpanzer E-100 on fire. However, my artillery did track him, allowing him to stay in place and allowing for a very easy kill for me. The artillery is saying sorry, but I'm not very upset about this, as they've more than likely saved my bacon. The Tiger 2 going nose-to-nose with an IS-7, never a good time, as the ISU comes in to finish him off. I now have 6 kills, have absorbed a significant amount of damage and shots, and my team, artillery, actually protecting themselves against that Jagdpanther 2 who is charging the field. And here I stopped to type to let artillery know, you know what, they did the right thing. I was dead if they did not lob their shells. I really needed that backup, and even though they hit me, they tracked the Jagdpanzer E-100 and did damage to that Tiger 2. So letting them know they were not at fault, even though they said sorry, I'm just letting them know I recognize they did what was necessary. And you know what, as artillery, sometimes a little friendly fire is necessary if your team is going to win. Granted, they could have waited until I died a horrible, miserable death at the hands of the Tiger 2 and the Jagdpanzer E-100, but I'm glad they didn't. So we have pretty much solidified our victory at this point. You know, like I said, I certainly hope this game was a bit more exciting for you guys, and I'm almost certain it was. That IS-3 having a very interesting death position, you know, not quite sure exactly what happened here, but not very concerned at this point. I am almost certain that my team is going to win. I was kind of hoping for a Radley Walters, but it's not looking very likely at this point, as there are only 2 artillery pieces left. And yes, while I do have a chance to possibly kill them, we still have our 3 artillery pieces, and I doubt they would let me get that sort of award. Most people in this game, most players, are greedy little, you know, kill hogs, and I am guilty of it as well, clearly having 6 kills. But, you know, I like a Top Gun and Stillwell. Now, this 212, not very happy with the fact that he wanted to lob a shell and kill me there. Very grateful he missed, however, only knocking off 100 hit points or so, if even that much. And still, again, very confident in my team's ability to win this. We have 2 tanks. One of them is me. Let's face facts. I'm kind of worth, like, 3 or 4 tanks, if we're being honest here. Yes, I know I'm sounding like an arrogant asshole, but the truth is the truth. Let's face facts. I am definitely a good player, better than a significant portion of the random players you will get in this game. I mean, stats don't lie, especially when you look at the efficiency generator, depending on how much stock you put in that. If you look at some of my recent, well, I'm not telling you to go look at this. I'm just saying, recent times I've looked it up, I've had very impressive efficiencies in the past, like 30 days and such. So, enough of me bragging, because really, that's not what you come here to do. You're here to hear me commentate stuff. That 212 being very lucky to survive, because my shell just going horribly to the outside. Thank you, 20% chance to go to the outside of the circle. That's changing in 8.6. Look forward to that. But yes, that is hopefully something that, like I said, that's kind of prompting me to get through all these 8.4 replays and then the 8.5 replays. And then hopefully I can get back to playing this game. I am still, as far as I know, part of the SMRT clan, unless they kicked me out, which I don't think they did. But hopefully I can get through those replays, get back to playing with those guys, and get back to bringing you guys regular content. I just need to budget my time more. It's tight, but I really do want to make time for you guys. So hopefully, like I said, look forward to 3 or 4 more videos a week. However, if you liked this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you've got a replay, check the description for instructions on how to submit that. Until next time, this has been Spang, and I am signing off.